Hello everyone, this is Colin once again. For those of you who haven't seen my most recent blog post, I will put it in the description section below, but you can also find it through the link above this video in the link that's right in front of the photo on top of my channel. The link will take you to my blog. It's the orange and white B for the Google Blogger account, but you can also see it down below. I would read that article. It's just an update of where I'm at right now with my journey. And I know I haven't made a video in a while, but instead of jumping into certain topics that I'll be getting to in the next couple videos, I just wanted to read a small chapter from this very small book called Awakening Loving-Kindess by Pema Choldron, who is a Tibetan Buddhist nun. And this is chapter 8 from her book called No Such Thing as a True Story. In Taoism, there's a famous saying that goes, the Tao that can be spoken is not the ultimate Tao. Another way you could say that, although I've never seen it translated this way, is as soon as you begin to believe in something that you can no longer see anything else. The truth you believe in and cling to makes you unavailable to hear anything new. By the way that we think and by the way that we believe in things, in that way is our world created. In the Middle Ages, everyone accepted the idea based on fear that there was only one way to believe. If you didn't believe that way, you were the enemy. It was death to all forms of creative, fresh thinking. Many things that people have been able to see, people just couldn't see anymore because they didn't believe in them. Once they began to think and believe in a certain way, there were all kinds of things that they literally couldn't hear, see, smell, or touch because those things were outside their belief system. Holding on to beliefs limits our experience of life. That doesn't mean that beliefs or ideas or thinking is a problem. The stubborn attitude of having to have things be a particular way, grasping onto our beliefs and thoughts, all these cause the problems. To put it simply, using your belief system this way creates a situation in which you choose to be blind instead of being able to see, to be deaf instead of being able to hear, or to be dead rather than alive, asleep rather than awake. Nowadays, some people are stepping out and exploring, but other people are becoming more entrenched in their beliefs. A polarization is occurring, and as a result, for example, we have some Christians getting hysterical about the film Last Temptation of Christ, because someone dares to say that Christ is not what a lot of people want to think he is. When a belief system is threatened, people may even become so fanatical that they kill and destroy. Another example is the response of Muslims to Salman Rushdie's notable novel Satanic Verses, in which he suggests that Muhammad was not what they believe he was, and for that they would condemn Rushdie to death. Actually, you see this situation everywhere. Protestants are killing Catholics, and Catholics are killing Protestants. Hindus are killing Buddhists, and Buddhists are killing Hindus. Jews are killing Christians, and Christians are killing Jews. Muslims are killing Christians, and Christians are killing Muslims. There are wars all over the world because people are insulted that someone else doesn't agree with their belief system. Everybody is guilty of it. It's what is called fundamental theism. You want something to hold on to. You want to say, finally, I have found it. This is it, and now I feel confirmed and secure and righteous. Buddhism is not free of it either. This is a human thing. But in Buddhism, there is a teaching that would seemingly undercut all this if people would only listen to it. It says, if you meet the Buddha on the road, kill the Buddha. This means that if you find Buddha and say, it's this way, Buddha is like this, then you had better kill that Buddha that you found, that you can say is like this. Contemplative and mystical Christians, Hindus, Jews, people of all faiths and non-faiths, can also have this perspective. If you meet the Christ that can be named, kill that Christ. If you meet the Muhammad or the Jehovah or whoever that can be named and held onto and believed in, smash it. Now we get to the interesting part. How do you do that? Although this approach sounds pretty aggressive, when we talk this way, we're actually talking about the ultimate in non-aggression. People find it quite easy to have beliefs and to hold on to them and to let their whole world be a product of their belief system. They also find it quite easy to attack those who disagree. The harder, more courageous thing, which the hero and the heroine, the warrior and the mystic do, is continually to look one's beliefs straight in the face, honestly and clearly, and then step beyond them. That requires a lot of heart and kindness. It requires being able to touch and know completely to the core your own experience without harshness, without making any judgment. When you meet the Buddha, kill the Buddha means that when you see that you're grasping or clinging to anything, whether conventionally it's called good or bad, make friends with that. Look into it. Get to know it completely and utterly, and that way it will let go of itself. It's said in the teachings that if you hold on to your belief, there will be conflict. There's a wonderful story about this. There was a god who knew how men and women love to believe things to be true and make clubs and religions and political systems with the people who agree with them. They just love to make something out of nothing and then write its name on a big banner and march down the street waving at it and yelling and screaming, only to have people who believe the opposite come towards them with their banner, yelling and screaming. This god decided to try to prove a point about the human condition so that people might, in seeing the absurdity of it, have a good laugh. A good laugh is the best way to kill the Buddha. He constructed a big hat, divided right down the middle, the left side of which was brilliant blue, on the right side flaming red. Then he went to a place where many people were working in the fields on the left side of the road, and many people were working on the right side of the road. There the god manifested in all his glory. No one could miss him. Big and radiant, wearing his hat, he walked down the road. All the people on the right side of the road dropped their hoes and looked up at this god. All the people on the left side of the road did the same. Everybody was amazed. Then he disappeared. Everyone shouted, "We saw God! We saw God!" They were all full of joy until someone on the left said there he was in all his radiance and in his red hat. All the people on the right side said no, he had on a blue hat. This disagreement escalated until the people built walls and began to throw stones at each other. Then the god appeared again. This time he walked in the other direction and then disappeared. Now the people looked at each other, and the ones on the right said, "Ah, you were right. He did have a red hat. We're so sorry. We just saw him correctly. You were right, and we were wrong." Then the ones on the other side said, "No, no, no, you were right, we were wrong." At this point, they didn't know whether to fight or to make friends. Most of them were completely puzzled by the situation. Then the god appeared again. This time he stood in the middle, and he turned to the left, and then he turned around to the right, and everyone started to laugh. For us, as people sitting here meditating, as people wanting to live a good, full, unrestricted, adventurous, real kind of life, there is concrete instruction that we can follow, which is the one that we have been following all along in meditation. See what is. Acknowledge it without judging it as right or wrong. Let it go and come back to the present moment. Whatever comes up, see what it is without calling it right or wrong. Acknowledge it. See it clearly without judgment and let go. Come back to the present moment. From now until the moment of your death, you could do this. As a way of becoming more compassionate towards yourself and towards others, as a way of becoming less dogmatic, prejudiced, determined to have your own way, absolutely sure that you're right and the other person is wrong, as a way to develop a sense of humor about the whole thing, to lighten up, open it up, you could do this. You could also begin to notice whenever you find yourself blaming others or justifying yourself. If you spent the rest of your life just noticing that and letting it be a way to uncover the silliness of the human condition, the tragic yet comic drama that we all continuously buy into, you could develop a lot of wisdom and a lot of kindness as well as a great sense of humor. Seeing when you justify yourself and when you blame others is not a reason to criticize yourself, but actually is an opportunity to recognize what all people do and how it imprisons us in a very limited perspective of this world. It's a chance to see that you're holding on to your interpretation of reality. It allows you to reflect that that's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less, just your interpretation of reality. So thank you all for watching this video. I know it's been a long time since I've made one. I'll be making hopefully more in the near future. Please again read my most recent post on my blog. Again, there'll be a link below the video, and there's also, if you click on the blogger logo, the orange and white B at the top banner of my channel, you will also be linked straight to it as well. So please watch that, please read that to see an update on me if you're interested. Hope you're all doing well. Peace be with you all.